something regarding private property market.
Private property, yeah. Oh, I've said so many things about private property. Do you really want me to say any more?
But the prices keep going up, you keep buying caution.
Well, I think as I advised people at that time, and I still want to maintain this advice that before you buy a property, you must always remember three things. You must think and think and think carefully. Right? So think carefully. Right? Think long term. This buying a property is not a short term matter; it's a long term matter. And also think about the unexpected. What happens if something unexpected happens? Are you able to cope? So please think carefully before you commit to a property, any property, because it is such a major item. It is the biggest single item that any of us are ever likely to commit to, whether it is a HDB flat or a private property. It is a huge item. Maybe the numbers are so huge that people totally ignore it, but if you think about it very carefully, this is a very big commitment. It should be a commitment for the long term, and therefore we should always be very careful and very prudent in our expenditures. Yeah? So I think that's the main thing. But as far as the prices are concerned, I think, as you know, we want to make sure that the property market does not become overheated. There's no excessive speculation, and the government is monitoring the market very closely, and if there is any necessity, then obviously we will take certain actions. One of the things that we are looking at, of course, is the government land sales program. Every half year, as you know, we monitor the situation and then we release land in order to provide sufficient supply of land. And the next government land sales program is expected to be ready by the end of this year, and then we will take a decision, discuss how much land to release and in what form, whether it should be on the reserve list or whether it should be on the confirmed list. And if there's a necessity to release more land, then obviously we will do so.
Mr. Ma, are you looking at bringing back the confirmed list for the next year?
Yes, that is a definite possibility to bring back the confirmed list, because as you know, we have always had a mix of confirmed list and reserve list, and we dropped the confirmed list when the property market was in the doldrums, when the recession hit us, and we needed to remove supply from the market. So we took away the confirmed list. But now that the market is coming back and demand is coming back and the take-up is strong, there's every likelihood that we will resume the confirmed list. So it's a question of how much we put on the confirmed list.
Some buyers are actually concerned with the increase in private property prices. There will be a similar increase in public housing prices. Is this a valid concern?
Well, if you look at the trends, you will see that the public housing prices and the private property market, they do go in tandem, but they are not as extreme, not as volatile, right, as the private property market. Right? So HDB prices, if you notice over the last 2 years, have not been moving in a similar fashion to the market, to the private property market. Why? Because in the HDB market, first of all, it's a very large market, and secondly, HDB controls the supply, right, by the building program, and also because there is such a large resale market. So to that extent, if you see the HDB prices over the last 2 years, you see the prices have been holding steady, in fact even moving up slightly. So I think there is a certain different dynamics in the two markets. But of course, if there is a general market uptrend, then obviously HDB prices will also be on the uptrend, but it will not be as volatile. In other words, it will not go up as much, but neither will it come down as much. So I think this is a deliberate policy to keep the HDB property market relatively stable. I'm not saying that it will always go up, it will go up and down, but it will not move as wildly as the private property market.